on Loz, we did a great job on Keely, but then someone else would go off, and then you get McSpadden, make a 3 right at the end of the shot clock. You get Izzy Morgan, Shanice. Those are kind of like the backbreakers that you find it tougher and a little bit deflating, but it's got to be next close.
It's a chance for redemption for the Caps today with a rematch from round 4 at the Key Centre. The Caps, they did have a tough round 4, dropping by 9 to the Flames and then falling right at the buzzer to the defending champs Bendigo on Saturday night. Can they bounce back today? It's the Caps and the Sydney Flames. Liam Ellison here alongside me is Olympic bronze medalist with the Opals, Rachel Jarry, and Olympic 3x3 Kangaroos coach Damon Lowry. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Liam. It's great to be here with you both, and looking forward to this game. It's going to be fascinating. It's pretty much do or die for both of these teams, so looking forward to seeing what adjustments they make from last week. And we're very lucky to be able to see one of our greatest bigs in Zatina Akuzo coming back into the floor tonight, Damon.
Yeah, both teams hanging around the bottom of the ladder where they don't want to be. It's not panic stations yet, but they want to get a little bit of a wiggle on her. Yeah, it's good to see Zatina back. She's healthy, and apparently she's going to play the whole game.
They will want to get a wiggle on to stay in touch with the top 4, that's for sure, Damon. Well, it's Nicole Munger's 4th season with the Capitals, and she caught up with Carly Wilson before the match.
Well, Nicole Munger, after a gruelling 5-day road trip last round, you must be pretty happy to be back at home today.
Yeah, so excited to play in front of the Canberra faithful, back at home. It's going to be a really good game, and, we're really excited for it.
Yeah, excellent. So you've had a full week's worth of training. What's the focus been?
Yeah, no, just getting back to us, playing hard, playing fast, being tough. Obviously no offensive rebounds. I think that was a bad showing last week with that. So really just boxing out, being tough, and getting back to us.
And Zatina Akuzo will finally be in a Caps uniform tonight. How much does it mean to have her out there with you?
Oh, it's amazing. I feel like she's our best talker, best communicator. She just embodies what it means to be a Cap. So really excited for the Canberra community to get to see her play. And obviously we're so stoked to get to play with her. And, she's an amazing human, amazing player. So we're excited.
Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Willa.
First look at this full-strength UC Capitals lineup with Zatina Akuzo back out there. They sit at 1-4, but to stay in touch with that 4th spot in particular, need to get a win today, don't they, Rachel?
Yeah, absolutely. And they've only won one of their first quarters, and that was way back in round 1 against the Southside Flyers. So I'm looking forward to them coming out with an absolute bang in front of their home crowd tonight.
Unique Thompson, no stranger to Australian shores, but it's her first season in the top flight WNBL. Here she was with Carly Wilson a little earlier.
Unique Thompson, you've had a huge impact in the opening 6 games for the Flames. How are you enjoying your first season in the WNBL?
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm having a great time. Just living in Sydney and also getting to know the girls and just trying to do everything that I can to just make the most of this opportunity.
So looking to tonight's game, what are the keys to get the win?
Yeah, I think just staying solid and actually staying focused throughout the whole 40 minutes of our game as well, and just staying in tune with one another and just continuing to play.
So in the last 2 games, you've had 30 points and 36 points in the paint. So some would say that you're probably a little bit undersized as a team. Certainly not impacting your ability to score inside.
Yeah, no, not at all. I think height is one thing that's just a number. So, we just go out, we play hard. Everybody is hard-nosed. Everybody is competitors on our team. So we just try to make the most of just showcasing that every night.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for your time and best of luck today.
Thank you.
Unique Thompson there for the Sydney Flames. An important game nonetheless for them. Travelling down to the AIS Arena. And Unique Thompson, well, coming off the bench today, Damon. Different look for this front court.
Yeah, Guy Malloy is juggling up his lineups, just trying to find a combination that can get off to a great start. But it's good to see Unique Thompson, first year in the league, but she's been in Australia for a while. Everybody don't always get the opportunity to go straight from college straight to the pros. She's kind of had to come through the lower ranks, if you will. So now she's a quality player and expecting almost a double-double, if not a double-double from her tonight.
Yeah, she has earned her spot, that's for sure. The MVP in the NBL1 North earlier this season with the Mackay Meteors. Let's welcome in the 4th member of our team here throughout the afternoon here in Canberra at the AIS Arena. Carly, welcome.
Thanks, team. Big game coming your way, folks. It is not an overstatement to say both teams are desperate to get the win today. And what a time. If the Caps get their win, it's going to be the first win on their home court in front of what we know will be a packed house. And of course, the special treat. Caps fans will get their first glimpse of seeing their star centre back on the court today with the return of Zatina Akuzo. There's a bit of a buzz around the arena today, and with good reason. What a time. It's time for the Caps to get their first win, but let's see who can get it done today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Carly. They will be pumped to see Zatina in the lineup, their off-season addition, and a teammate as well in the off-season of Sissoko in Turkey last year, rather. So that would have played a big role, I suspect, in them both linking up, Rachel.
Oh, absolutely. You always want, when you go overseas, to go and play with people that you know. So I'm sure that was a big reason why Sissoko has come to the Caps and settled in so nicely as well, isn't she? She's just looking absolutely magnificent out there, and hopefully we can see her stay out of foul trouble tonight and play a full game.
You just look across that starting five, Damon. That is a long unit. Such length.
That's legit. That's some defensive versatility, some offensive punch. I'm looking at Jade Melbourne to really step up. She's averaging about the same amount of assists and rebounds as last season, but her points are just a little bit down. I would like to see her just come out and be very aggressive and let her girls run with her.
Going to be plenty of fans around the country waiting to see what this Caps side. There was so much excitement coming into the year as well about what this new look team could do. We'll get a look at them today. Well, you did mention it a little earlier, Damon. Guy Malloy has decided to change a few things up here, and there's some new names in the starting five, Rachel.
Yeah, absolutely. We see Izzy Morgan getting her first start for the season and career. And Damon, I know you're number one in that fan club, and I think I might join you. I'll let you know during this game. But she's been great to start the season. It's good to see her hard work being rewarded. And you know, that's the kind of coach that Guy Malloy is. He is going to play who is working the hardest. It doesn't matter who you are or what you've done. He's going to be rewarding those that work hard. So it's great to see.
And when you're 2-4, you can't keep things the same. So you had to expect some change. So Shanice Swain, she's firepower. She's instant offense. So she'll get off to a good start, hopefully, for Guy Malloy and the rest of the team. Laws Nicholson, we know what we're going to get from her. Laura McSpadden has been starting, playing maybe half a game, maybe just under. And Agnes is going to come out there and just give high energy.
Carly Wilson caught up with Paul Goris before the match about the scout coming into today.
Lots of things to look forward to in tonight's game, Goz. Firstly, being back in front of your home crowd. So what are the keys today to get that first win at home?
I think to start with, we've had some really slow starts to the games other than probably our first game versus Southside. So looking at starting a little bit like with more energy, better focus defensively to start the game and hopefully make some shots.
And secondly, the long-awaited return of star centre Zatina Akuzo. Is she on restricted minutes today, and what impact will she have on the style of play?
Yeah, she'll be restricted minutes coming back. Obviously, she's been out for like over a month since pre-season, and so we'll slowly work her back into the rotation, but she'll be on limited minutes. You know, she just gives us a huge post presence. Her screening, her ability to be able to play make, and just her overall general IQ. It just gives us a sense of toughness having Z out there.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks so much for your time and best of luck.
So a cautious approach for Zatina Akuso on return from the Caps.
Yeah, and we were chatting pre-game, weren't we, Damon? And we suspected that that might be the case for her coming back. She has had a few injuries in her career, and she does play a tough position. So I expect she's going to go hard for her minutes and then get out, get a breather, and hopefully get her back in. But hopefully she's not too restricted in her minutes.
Let me just be careful with my words here. How can I say this? Minutes restrictions suck. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah, I get it, though. She's going to have some rust. She hasn't played all season, so fitness could be an issue. But I would hate to see them just cap her at a certain number and just let her just see how she goes. And if she's playing well, play her big minutes. If not, then you adjust.
And I think, you've got to listen to the athlete sometimes. She's going to know her body the best. So, if it's getting close towards the end and she's hit that minutes restriction, just let her keep playing. That's what I say. As long as she's feeling good and happy to do it, the win's going to be more important than that minute restriction.
And we'll find out what that number looks like for Zatina throughout the contest. Returning from a right knee injury sustained in the pre-season up in Townsville. Returning here a little earlier than expected as well. Initial timetable was round 7, so that's certainly a win for the Caps to have her return in round 5.
Yeah, that's a big boost for them, and they need that. They need a little bit of extra, something just to get them over the line. We saw that heartbreaker last week against Bendigo, so hopefully even with restricted minutes, she can just give that something extra for them to get them over the line.
So the Flames did win last time out in round 4 between these two. Will Guy Malloy change anything though coming into this matchup? We've seen some changes to the 5. Here he was earlier on.
Guy Malloy, it's only 9 days ago that you got the win against the Caps. What worked well in your last encounter that you'll be looking to continue into today's game?
Well, I thought we defended well in the first half, and that probably gave us enough of a platform to get out a little bit in the third quarter. But look, expecting a completely different game, as it always is.
Yeah, absolutely. The Flames are actually leading the league in steals so far this season. So is having that really disruptive D and causing turnovers a real focus of yours?
Yeah, look, we've worked pretty hard in getting up the floor defensively and being disruptive. And so I think that part of things is working pretty well. We're really just trying to find our cohesion and togetherness at the other end of the floor at the moment.
Great. Well, thank you for your time and best of luck today.
Yeah, thank you, Carly.
Guy Malloy there. Flames sitting in 7th spot at the moment. 2 wins, 4 losses, and another inflection point for them in round 5 already. They'll want to come away with back-to-back victories over the Caps.
Yeah, they held them to 64 points the first time, so that's a good score that you normally should score more points than that. Shanice Swain had 19 in that game, and she's just going to be, she's going to be her aggressive self. That's who she is as a player. But now you got the luxury of bringing off the bench some real good, rock-solid point guards. Olivia Pupa comes in off the bench. Mick Can comes in. And they'll be able to provide that floor leadership. But I feel like he wants to get off to just maybe a more of a high-octane start.
Doubleheader today in the WNBL. 3 p.m. tip, 7 p.m. tip up in Townsville for the second game of our doubleheader, the Fire and the Adelaide Lightning. Carly Wilson at AIS Arena courtside. A lot riding on this, Carly.
Yeah, there certainly is. And I'm interested to see how the Sydney Flames respond to this change in starting 5, because it can obviously be a really motivating factor for them that can get them off to a really good start. But also when people are used to starting, they don't often like coming off the bench. So let's see how that plays out. But just a bit of an update here from the AIS Arena. We are having some technical difficulties. So it appears that the big scoreboard that we rely heavily on is just ticking over. We're just waiting to fix the clock. We've got the shot clocks working fine, but just trying to get everything synced up at the moment. So hopefully we'll be underway shortly.
Carly, it's good to see you. Can you tell us about some of those glory days when you was back there racking up buckets in the Capitals?
Damon, you should be the one telling me about how the glory days. But yes, look, have won a couple of championships on this court. Do feel good being at the arena. Have got some good memories here. It's nice to look up and see the banners that the UC Capitals have won. But you know what? Before the season, they spoke a lot about wanting to add another banner to that tally. So, it hasn't been the best start for the Caps. But as you said earlier, it's not panic stations yet. But they do certainly need to start turning that around and getting some wins on the board if they want to move up the ladder and get another finals appearance for this club.
Yeah, they sure do. Thanks, Carly. Fell just by 2 points at the buzzer against the Bendigo Spirit last Saturday. They were valiant down there and looked like they might be going to really take it away in the fourth quarter before it was Mariana Tolo, Kelsey Griffin, the old firm just stood up. But I think there was a lot to take away from it for Canberra.
Yeah, absolutely. They really seem to have much more of a focus of going inside, and we saw them sort of get that flow in offense in the second half particularly, and they really got going. They got some shots that just felt a lot easier and out of the context of their offense. So hopefully they can continue that tonight, and then they just need to clean up that end of the game.
5-game slate in round 5. Friday night kicked off with the Geelong Venom hosting the Southside Melbourne Flyers. 12-point victory in what was a really defensive affair.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a slog, wasn't it, Damon? But good to see Geelong get that win at home. Yeah, no, Geelong's playing some good basketball. I'm surprised, though, that the Flyers could only manufacture 54 points. I'm shocked. Kayla George had a great all-around game, but didn't score a lot of points. And, yeah, Geelong and Venom just playing with a whole lot of heart right now.
They sure are. They had 20 points in the first quarter, the Flyers, and then from there, it's stagnated. Big challenge tonight as well for the Adelaide Lightning, travelling to Townsville, their first home game of the season. I dare say the fans are going to be coming out in droves.
Oh, that's a daunting task for Adelaide to go up there for Townsville's first home game. So the Cowbells will be out, no doubt about that. But, they'll go in there with no fear. They've got nothing to lose, and, they'll be wanting to go up there and cause an upset.
And it's one of those games, you don't want to. Is it a trap game? Like Townsville will be going in as favorites. Adelaide Lightning, They lost import Serena Sundell to the knee injury. She's out for the year, so they're lacking some depth. So do you go up there and you got nothing to lose? You just come out guns blazing. So if Townsville come out with the right attitude, they should be able to take care of that game fairly comfortably. But if WNBL26 has taught us anything so far, anything can happen.
Tracy Peacock, the Capitals general manager, is on floor with Carly.
Tracy Peacock. Here we are. Now, you are a Caps superstar of the game. How many championships did you win?
I got 4 with the Capitals.
But how many all up?
5 all up.
And now you find yourself as team manager, so you're here every game. Do the girls behave?
Mostly, yeah, mostly. No, they're a pretty good bunch. They're really fun off the court, so yeah, the change room is a vibe.
Yeah, that's nice. And so who do you think drinks the most water?
I'm going to go with Tage. Yeah, absolutely Tage. I haven't seen Z's water consumption yet, though, so that'll be a comparison, I feel.
So talk to me about this club and how important it is to you. You've won championships with this club, you've played a lot of games, but just to still be involved and to give back in the role that you've got now.
Yeah, look, obviously been in the league for, I don't know, 17 years or something, so I feel it's really important that I can now give back to these girls that don't necessarily know where we've come and what we went through to get them to get where they are now. So yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. The girls are, like I said, an absolute vibe. Once I finished, this was the part that I missed, the team camaraderie and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really happy to still be involved.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. We'll get underway as soon as we can, obviously, but yes, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Caps team manager there, Tracy Peacock. And not far away from tip here in the Caps and the Flames. There's been some changes to this Flames starting lineup, and it looks to be perhaps a bit more pace injected. We know Canberra like to get it out and run. Has that been something that Guy Malloy is taking into consideration, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. And like I said before, he definitely is the kind of person that's going to reward who's playing well and who's working the hardest. So I think that's why we see that change. But also, yeah, you're going to see sort of two different starting lineups with the Caps are going so tall with their all across the board, and Sydney will be a little bit more small ball and trying to see what they can do against that lineup.
I like to see if the Caps with that lineup, if they can just punish some mismatches. So you would figure Isabel Morgan, she'll probably go to Jade Melbourne, probably try to slow her down. But you just wonder what's going to happen. Who's Shanice Swain going to guard and what offense are they going to run? Hopefully it's not one of those equal opportunity offenses. I like to find a mismatch early and punish it, so we'll see.
And sometimes the best, the best defense is to make that person play defense. So, we know how good Loz Nicholson's been playing and Shanice Swain's such a key for them. If you can make them have to defend down the other end, particularly, posting up and getting the ball inside, making them have to work that extra bit harder, it just makes the game a little bit longer, a little bit harder for them as well.
Keely Froling and Olivia Apupa coming off the bench today, and Olivia Apupa does know this arena very well. She starred for the Capitals Grand Final MVP back in 2020.
Yeah, and she was such a star that season. She's had a little bit of a slow start back here, but, we see her in glimpses and patches here and there where she's, showing us those days of 2020. And, I'm expecting her to sort of, improve as the season goes on, but I think they'll be expecting some big games from her coming up.
I feel like Olivia too, like sometimes it's hard to hit the ground running. You've been away for a while. You didn't get a preseason with the team, but you just can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like she's a champion. She's an MVP, like we said. You got to be patient with her. Now putting her to the bench, would that motivate her? It would me. If it was me, I'd be motivated. But we'll see what she comes out and does. I just hope she just comes out and stays aggressive. Just got to back yourself in situations like this.
Definitely a player you cannot write off. WNBL caliber talent with the Minnesota Lynx, Olivia Apupa. One to watch. We'll be back after this short break with some action in the WNBL as we kick off very shortly here at AIS Arena. Flames, Caps begin shortly. It's a WNBL doubleheader on Saturday here. Flames, Caps and Fire and Lightning kicking off at 7 p.m. as well up north in Queensland. Not too far away now. We've had some technical difficulties here at AIS Arena. Looking to get underway shortly though. What is a crucial game for both sides. Looking to stay in touch with the Final Four in round 5 here in Canberra. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Damon Lowry with you in commentary. And Carly Wilson is courtside with a very special guest, Keely Froling.
Keely Froling, what a treat this is. We get to speak to you before the game as well. That's a bit odd, isn't it? How is it feeling for the Sydney Flames?
Yeah, obviously we should be playing a game right now, so it's a little bit weird, but I think it's, diversity and stuff like this happens sometimes, and we warmed up, we did layout lines for about 10 minutes. So I'm glad we've stopped that, and we're just waiting now to see what happens and when we can get out there.
There's only so many layups you can do before it drives you insane. Yeah. So what do you do now to try to refocus when the time's right to make sure you get that good start?
Yeah, I think, it comes down to locking in. We had a game similar last week. There was some clock issues, so hopefully we've learnt from that because we weren't great last week. And yeah, we've got to lock in from the start and be ready to go. But at the end of the day, both teams are in the same boat, right? It's not one team or the other, so we'll just see and hopefully we can start soon and get some dinner after.
So let's talk about your week, because it's been a bit of a weird one for you leading into a WNBL game, a bit strange. You had to have a couple of training sessions off because you've been in Melbourne because you're a genius and you're a physio, so you've been doing your masters, is that right?
Yeah, so I had a week where I had to be on campus for my masters of sport and exercise physio. I couldn't miss it, and Guy and that were great to let me go, so haven't done a whole lot of training this week, so we'll see how it goes, but glad that it's done now and I can focus on basketball for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And exams. Yeah. How long was the exam?
Yeah.
Was it hard? Yeah. Did you ace it? Tell us about it.
So the exam was just a 12-minute, had to demonstrate an exercise, take someone through it. I feel like I did okay. I don't know yet. But yeah, I feel like I did all right. And now, as I said, focus on basketball, which is really nice to have that done. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, good job and keeping it together. See if you can get that team ready to go. And best of luck when we do get underway.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, multi-skilled Keely Froling taking it all in her stride, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a smart cookie. I don't know. Definitely no masters for me. What about you, Tina?
Now, I was rapt to get my associate's degree. Yeah. You know what? You could go viral. Like in American baseball, if it's a rain delay, teams have a dance-off.
Yeah.
If girls should meet at half court, have a dance-off, they go viral. Who do you reckon will win?
Well, we're looking at some live shots there. UC Caps are in front so far, but that would be my worst nightmare because I would be, something like this would really throw me off my game. So it'll be interesting to see if it does affect any of the players coming out, because you're so locked in, ready to go, and then, we don't really have an answer of when they're going to be out there. So I suppose all you can do is laugh, which we're seeing plenty of.
I think it would be my worst nightmare as well. I reckon Jade Melbourne, though, would take it in her stride as well. Coming up later, 7 p.m, Townsville Fire and Adelaide Lightning. The Fire, early stage of the season, albeit it feels like they might be the title favourites at this stage. It is tight, though. Adelaide Lightning sitting in 4th, and they'll need to win to stay there.
Yeah, that ladder is, looking very close, especially around that 4th position. So they'll be wanting to get that win to try and separate themselves from a few other teams. But, man, going up to Townsville, it's going to be a big, daunting task for them. And, Townsville are just absolutely shooting the lights out at the moment. So back on their home floor, I think they'll be feeling pretty good.
And they're playing they're playing almost, I don't want to say playoff basketball, but they just seem like they just hit the ground running straight away from last season. They're just so structured. Everybody knows their roles. They're playing some good basketball now. I'm going to wait until Perth get their full lineup. I'm going to wait until Yanju shows up to see what that does to their team. But Townsville Fire are going to definitely have something to say about who's going to win the whole thing.
Absolutely.
They're bought in, they're connected, the Townsville Fire. It feels like plug and play sometimes. You put the bench out there, it is the same result every time. Carly Wilson's got another special guest with us here on floor.
Yes, I'm down here with Isa Brancatisano. This is a bit odd, isn't it? I nailed it. I was a bit worried about saying the last name, even though I know what it is. So talk us through this. How's the team feeling?
Well, I think everyone's just chosen to have some fun because there's not much else we can do. There's some good music on, so everyone's having a bit of a dance and just, yeah, I don't know, there's not much else you can do really.
Everyone was singing Sweet Caroline before. We had the whole crowd involved, so that was pretty cool. So has Coach Paul Goris said anything to you guys, like now, you know, stay focused, or is that, what's been the message from the coaching staff?
He just said it's out of our control. There's a lot of girls who are like, needs to be like this, but sometimes you can't do that. So we know we're going to get 5 minutes no matter what time it starts, so we'll just wait until then. Yeah.
And so some of the things that we've spoken about in the lead up to this has been that the Caps haven't had the best starts that they'd like to have. How do you think this is going to impact that for you guys? I mean, it could work in your favour.
Hey, it's got it, right? Maybe something different, change it up. I don't know, maybe everyone's a little bit more relaxed, or we'll see. Hopefully it helps us. Maybe we'll have to change this pre-game routine if it works.
Yeah, we might have to do this every game.
Pull a cord out every week.
Okay, and Zatina. Let's talk a bit about her. We've got time. Let's do it. How important is she to the group? I know she's been doing a lot of coaching and she's been at all the training sessions, obviously, and she's really thoroughly involved. What about her being on court tonight? How important is that for you guys?
Super important. Obviously, she's Zatina Rakuso. Just like her being on the court in itself is like a big presence. So she brings attention away from other people, no matter what she's doing. So yeah, she talks a lot, she works hard, and she's like an anchor to everyone. So it's going to be hopefully a big difference having her back in the team.
Well, speaking of Zatina, she's actually sitting on the bench right now, and she is taking shots seated from the bench behind all of this signage here, trying to make a shot. She has been very close on a number of occasions, and the whole crowd is behind her. Oh, airball that time. But when you guys hear the crowd go off in the background, you'll know it's because she's made one, seated from the bench. It's all happening down here, guys.
Thanks, Carly. She hasn't been far away. One's going to fall soon, you'd think.
I remember when Zatina was just a youngin' and she was dunking. You know, it don't seem like that long ago, and now she's a veteran.
Oh, it's crazy.
Still
it makes
young,
me feel
though.
old, yeah. Now, we saw Isa there. Isa, now for all those who are on social media, you might have seen Sarah Blitzarves and Isa Brancatisano. They've got a little series going on Instagram called Coffee in the Capital, where they're reviewing various coffee shops around Canberra, and I just want to let everyone know it's absolutely hilarious. So if you haven't seen it, get on and check it out, especially if you're going to visit Canberra or you do live in Canberra. They know their coffee, and they're currently trying to have a bit of a collab with our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and I know he's a massive WNBL fan. So, Albo, I know you're watching. Go hang out with Sarah and Isa.
Keep an eye out whether that collab goes down. Trying to take a bit of Melbourne to Canberra by the sounds. Here's the Bunnings ladder. Townsville sit atop. Indigo and Perth round out the top three, and it is so tight here for fourth position. Currently Adelaide sitting in there, but it feels a bit like musical chairs at the moment.
Yeah, it's tighter than 7 beers in a six-pack, which actually wouldn't go astray right now. But yeah, it's a 21-game season, so teams, you know, you want to jockey for position and win as many as you can. But Rachel, you know every season, right, there's going to be games that you lose that you should have won, and games that you won that you should have lost. Every team is probably going to experience that. What's the mindset early in the season like this? Are you just trying to just jockey?
I think so. I think you just are going into every game sort of fresh and expecting to win and going in with that game plan. But, you know, I've been in teams where we've been thereabouts but have just not been able to win. And once they start adding up, then it does just get very hard almost to remember how to win, which is just such a weird concept. But, you know, but we look, I mean, the UC Caps, they're still having so much fun together as a team, so I don't think that's sort of affecting them just yet, but they would be so desperate for a win today, just so that, you know, they're not down there on the bottom, that lone team on one win, just so they can just try and get back into that middle pack.
Slight delay here to start this one for the Caps and the Flames. Stick around, we'll be with you through to the end of regulation here. It's our first game, doubleheader, WNBL Saturday. Welcome back to the nation's capital here for Caps Flames. Great crowd in store here at the AIS Arena, getting around it. As we've had a delay for the start of this one, they are taking it with smiles, though, both sides. Let's hear how Paul Goris is taking it all in with Carly Wilson.
Thanks, guys. Just before we get to that, Zatina did just make her shot from the bench, and the crowd went absolutely nuts. The team all ran on the floor like they'd won the championship. So the Caps are still ready to go. They are focused here and they are pumped. But yes, back to the matter at hand. Coach Paul Goris, talk us through the season thus far. Probably not as many wins as what you like, but still some really good signs.
Yeah, obviously we had the start of the season with a great win on Southside, and then it's been a bit of a battle since then. I think we've gotten off some bad starts in games, and that's really been our Achilles heel so far. I think defensively we've been behind the mark with who we have in length and athleticism. So we've got to build some toughness and resilience back into our defense. And then offensively, I think it's just simple that we've got to do a better job of moving the ball and finding open shots.
And you've got quite a young group. I mean, you've got some veterans in there as well. But yeah, it's also kind of a young group. Do you think it's taking them a while to gel together?
A little bit of that, but as I've said too, is how we practice is not how we play, and that's the disappointing part so far. Is we don't practice one or two passes and shoot the ball. We get through offense. We want the ball shifting. We want people get a touch, and so that's a disappointing part that hasn't translated over from practice into games. But definitely some better signs playing against Bendigo last weekend. I think we got back to a little bit of our identity and style that we wanted to play at both ends of the court.
And I was at your WNBL launch, and one of the best things about it was hearing the team talk about just how well they're getting along. And you even mentioned it yourself. There's team gatherings that everyone goes to, but outside of that, they're all hanging out together. They just really enjoy spending time together. And do you think that's something that's probably going to really help them as the season goes on?
Yeah, definitely. It's way too early in the season. Obviously, it's not great, being in a losing streak, but I think the resilience and how the girls get along and are so supportive of each other on and off the court really builds that trust and that energy. And hopefully it's only a matter of time before we break through and get another win. But definitely how they turn up every day, they're pros. They enjoy being around each other, and just their energy of practice, just as I keep saying, needs to translate onto the game court.
And you guys love playing at home. This is only your second home game, but you haven't got that win yet. And you and I spoke before the game, but what is it going to take really tonight to get that first win for this brilliant Caps home crowd?
Yeah, obviously our crowd is one of the best in the league. I think they really get behind us. I think it gets down to our starts yet again, is we've got to start with better energy, with a better focus to the game plan and the scout, and I think that helps us build our energy. And I think that we're kind of built that we shouldn't be, but if shots don't fall, it tends to let us affect our defense, and it's got to be the other way around. Is we've got talented athletes that can defend, and we've got to make our trademark there and get into the game and start that way, and versus worrying about our shots. But our home crowd is, as I said, one of the best in the league, and we just got to be able to feed off their energy.
So we should be getting underway soon, we think, but this is an odd position for you guys to be in, because this is not something obviously we deal with every day. So when you do call the team in and it's time to go, what's the message? What are we saying to the team to make sure that they stay focused and they're ready to go for that start that you've said is so important?
Yeah, I think it's just back to the refocus now. We spent, I don't know how long it's been, 20, 30, 40 minutes. So it's getting back to that refocus, go back over our game plan, what our key factors are, and get switched on, ready to play.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for giving it up before the game. I know it's odd, but you've done a great job. So best of luck. Thanks again.
Thanks, Willow. Thank you.
Yeah, big thanks to Paul Goris for his time there. Encouraged by what he's seen in the last couple of outings from the Capitals. They did lose on their first outing on this floor, 105-70 against the Townsville Fire. It was a tough outing. They have got back to their brand, rebound, get out and run, and they have, for the most part, barring that Townsville game, been pretty good defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've spoken about their length, but it's just such an asset defensively, and it just means you can do so many different things. So I love to see them, mix it up with some press, a lot of switching and high shows, as well as throwing in some zone every now and again. It just really ruffles the other team's feathers.
In some teams, it's like, I like to say styles make fights. Different teams pose different problems. So when you're playing Townsville Fire, you got to know, you have to try to hold them under 90. You play other teams that might slow it down a little bit more, play more of a methodical brand of basketball. So your defense, you need to have a couple of key areas that your defense is always going to be good at. For example, defensive transition. We're not going to give up wide open threes in transition. Certain things like that. But it's going to be hard to contain certain teams.
Looking forward as well to the Beyond the NBL docu-series announced following Kayla George, Jade Melbourne, Shanice Swain and Nadia Potts throughout the WNBL season. A great chance to look at some of the great characters and stars in our game.
Yeah, we don't often get to see sort of behind the scenes, especially in the WNBL. I don't think anything like that's really been done before. So that'll be really exciting to see and give an insight into, especially all those young kids up and coming, just to see what a professional athlete's life is like.
Docu-series, huh? Who would play you, Rachel Jerry, in a movie?
Cameron Diaz. I've thought about this before.
I was going to say Uma Thurman.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, athletic.
What about you, Damon?
Ooh, Martin Lawrence in his prime, maybe. Kevin Hart, but I'm taller than him.
Well, there is a documentary as well on Nadia Potts on the She Hoops YouTube channel. Get on board and check that out and her journey through this game. Star for the Caps, previously with the Southside Melbourne Flyers, Melbourne local. She is loving life in Canberra, hoping not too far away now from tip-off here for the Flames and the Capitals. Crucial game for both sides here. Olivia Pooper coming up against her old side. It's a much different Capitals lineup, albeit from when she was a championship winner here, but Paul Goris, particularly, who was the coach that season, will know her game well.
Yeah, he will, and she's such an asset, especially defensively. So I think that's something he'll be making his team well aware of, is that she gets in the lanes and can get steals and really get her team going that way. We know she's probably not going to come out and score 30 points or anything like that, but it's going to be the little things that she does, and that was so pivotal when she was playing for the Caps under Paul Goris.
Was Kia Nurse in that team?
I think she might have been.
Kia Nurse, I believe, was MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Almighty bucket getter. Mariana Tolo was in that team.
Yeah, you're giving me trauma for playing that team.
Sorry, how did you guys How did you lose that game now? But Olivia could pick her spots in a team like that. She has so many weapons around her. This particular team she's in now isn't as prolific scoring. I'm saying this with respect. So I feel like her role is different, even though she's won the MVP.
Yeah, that was some lineup. Kelsey Griffin, the names go on, and they had this place absolutely rocking through those 3 or 4 years where that group was together. Carly Wilson's got Renee Garlop, the Flames' lead assistant coach, courtside.
Hi, team. Yes, Renee Garlop. I always want to call you Renee Camino, though. You'll always be Renee Camino to me. The silver medal winning head coach of the Australian Gems, which is our under-19 team this year. Renee, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
So talk us through that campaign. Obviously, huge success. How did it start, the lead up, and then obviously getting overseas?
Yeah, I mean, I was incredibly lucky to get to coach such a great group. We had 2 camps in Australia and then went overseas and had a pre-Worlds tournament in Portugal, which was awesome. And then, we went to the World Cup in Czechia and, just had an incredible staff. 12 great players that all bought in, and honestly, it was just unreal. It was awesome.
Yeah, how amazing. Well, congratulations. So are you throwing your hat in the ring for the next World Championships, or how does that work as head coach?
I guess, honestly, probably I'm kind of just wrapping my head around the year that it's been. It's been massive and just kind of soaking it all in and then moving into the Flames now. And, I guess that's where I'm at the moment,
Yeah, fair enough. So, I mean, you have such a big off-season and then you're straight into the next WNBL season. Talk us through the season so far. It's been a little bit up and down, but you have had a couple of wins. So how have you seen it play out?
Yeah, I think it was always going to be a bit challenging with such a new group. We've had a big turnover, a heavy road schedule, and then obviously changing our imports late in the piece. But I don't know, I've really enjoyed it. I think we've got a great group, super high character team, so it hasn't really clicked yet, but I'm really excited for what's possible and probably what's going to come.
Did you have any games in your career where it was really adverse, like this, you know, showing what adversity at the start of the game where the clock didn't work? I was trying to think for myself, but I can't have. Do you think you can be anything like this?
No, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this long.
Yeah.
I mean, we were in Adelaide last week and the clock kept stopping and we had a similar situation. So being there, done that, we'll be right today, right? We should be good.
I think so. And you and I were talking earlier about how back in our day, which we promised we would never say, but here we are. You'd play at 8 o'clock in Townsville PM on a Friday night, and you'd have a TV game at 1 o'clock the next day, so you'd be on a 6 a.m. flight. I remember the plane landing and us grabbing our gear and literally sprinting off to get on the court to start straight away. It's a different world now, is it? How good is this new WNBL?
Yeah. Oh, see, there's the adversity. You're right. See, that's adversity in itself. This is great. We've been here last night. We're all prepared. No. It's to see in such a short period of time how far the WNBL has come and what the players get. It's awesome. Even coaching, just the day-to-day of how the day runs compared to what we had it's to be celebrated and it's super exciting. Yeah.
Well, you've won a number of championships yourself and you've been in All-Star 5s. You are a WNBL superstar in your own right. But now as an assistant coach, what's the message that you give to the team now to say, how do you get them to focus? It's been a huge interruption. What's the message from you as an ex-player and now as an assistant coach?
Yeah, I think, we're both in the same boat here. It's not like, we're up against it more than Canberra is right now. So I think we regroup, kind of lock back into what we'd planned all week to focus on this game, but probably to keep morale a little bit high as well and just get juiced and excited to play when the time comes. Yeah. God knows when that is, but yeah.
We'll see. So we've got Damon Lowry in the commentary team today. I'm hearing in my ear that you two used to play one-on-one at some stage in Wollongong. You used to beat him every time. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm hearing, that he didn't stand a chance against you and it was you always getting the win. Is that right?
Let's go with that. Sounds good. Back in the glory days, Wollongong Hawks. Such great memories of that time and Damon's free throws. Never forget that. So, yeah.
No, well, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck when we do get underway.
Awesome. Thanks, Carly. Thanks, heaps.
Thanks, Carly. There we go. Didn't know that, Damon.
2001, a young Renee Camino would have been 15 years old, might have been either top age 16s or bottom age under 18s. And I'm shooting around, and she just came over and says, can we play one-on-one? I'm like, sure. So we started hooping, and I could tell she was going to be very, very good. I had no idea she was going to be that good. So I want to take at least 90% credit of her outstanding career.
Oh, she was an absolute offensive dynamite. She was just someone I looked up to and then had to try and defend, and she could just go absolutely off. I reckon if there's any young kids watching and you never got to see Renee Camino play, go and look up some YouTube highlights of her because she was phenomenal.
Rachel Jarry, Damon Lowry, Carly Wilson and Liam Ellison with you in commentary this one. Caps, Flames will be with you after this short break. Awaiting tip-off here at the AIS Arena.
That's just our style.
Here in the nation's capital for the UC Caps and the Sydney Flames here to kick off a WNBL doubleheader here on your Saturday afternoon. The Capitals and the Flames before it's the Fire and the Adelaide Lightning later this evening. In what is going to be a fascinating contest, Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry, Damon Lowry and Carly Wilson with you in commentary here for this one. We've had a delay, clock issue here at AIS Arena, looking to get it fixed and underway shortly. And well, Damon, you were mentioning just a little earlier that you have, in fact, played a game without a shot clock before. Talk us through it.
Yeah, back in 1999, I believe it was, or 2000. I'm playing for the mighty Kilsyth Cobblers, and we're playing at AIS. And at that time, AIS had Patty Mills. I think Joe Ingles was in that squad, Nathan Jawai. Anyway, it was a doubleheader. Day one, we had a shot clock, and we beat them. Day two, no shot clock, and we all agreed that we would play normal in the spirit of the game. Well, those government kids took the piss and was holding the ball for like 2 minutes before they take a shot. We ended up losing.
Just changed the complexion of it.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, there you have it. Something in the AIS, you think, Rachel?
Well, I think so. I think, you know, I had a very different experience playing for the AIS because we were in the WNBL back at that time, and so we didn't even get close to winning really any games. So I imagine we probably would have been trying to hold the ball if we were going to get a win against some grown men. So
we did hear as well from Renee Garlett with Carly Wilson a little earlier talking about the new look WNBL. One thing that I'm really looking forward to this season is Hoops Fest over in Perth. Mid-Jan, NBL, WNBL, all going to be there at RAC Arena. That's going to be a great spectacle.
Yeah. Last season, Hoop Fest, the WNBL, they was like their preseason. So they didn't really couldn't field strong teams. I love the concept. And this year, having it during the season when everybody has their team, now it's going to be great. Now it's going to be good atmosphere. And yeah, good on the Western Australia government for hosting once again.
Yeah, and it'll be at a really crucial time of the season as well. So I imagine that those games will mean so much. And you know, everyone get over to Western Australia and get to those games because they're going to be super crucial to the end of the season.
Yeah, all 8 teams will be there for WNBL games, all NBL teams as well. Get on over to WA, get to Rottnest Island, see some quokkas. You ever seen any quokkas?
I just went to Rottnest Island very recently. So a few weeks ago, I took my daughter there and I had to try and stop her from patting the quokkas because that's supposedly not allowed. But yeah, the cute little quokkas.
I have no idea what a quokka is. What are you talking about?
I'll show you a picture. I don't know. I tried to explain what they are, but I don't know. They're like little possums cross kangaroos.
But adorable as well.
But very cute. And they smile. They're like the little animals that smile in your selfie.
Oh, really? If enough of them got together, could they take over the world?
Probably.
You'd need a fair few.
They're only on Rottnest Island, though.
Oh, okay.
Could be a bit of a problem. But check it out. Hoops Fest is going to be fantastic. Mid-Jan. Tickets still available as well for fans to get there. Under-19 Gems as well. We touched on that with Carly, and they had a silver medal winning performance earlier this year at the FIBA Under-19 World Cup. They lost in the final 88-76 to the USA. 5-1 record total for the tournament. So impressive what they were able to do.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, Renee is such a great coach in her own right now, and I fully expect her one day to be head coach of a WNBL team whenever she chooses to be, and who knows who that'll be. We're just talking about the Tasmanian team that will be coming in, and they're going to need a coach, so she's someone I'd certainly be talking to.
Yeah, that Tassie team is going to come in like, what would you want to, if it was me, I would like to bring in someone who has never coached before, not coached the game. I'm talking about not coached an NBL team, never been a head coach of a WNBL team. I want a fresh face. If it's going to be somebody from Australia, somebody like a Renee Garlett, fresh face, already coached in Australia, or overseas somewhere and bring somebody in to, yeah, just get a fresh start.
I like it. It's going to be a fascinating roster build for Tasmania as they enter the 9th team in WNBL 27. That is going to be fantastic for the league as the warm-ups now kicking off as we get things sorted here for tip-off for the Flames and the Capitals here. The Flames fell last game 88-71 at the Adelaide Lightning. You just feel like, I'm Lloyd, composed. Talking to Carly Wilson before the match, he's made some changes, though, to the starting 5, and I think bubbling beneath the surface, he would have been really disappointed, frankly, with that loss.
Oh, absolutely. And, I watched that press conference with him and Loz Nicholson, and you could tell that they were, pretty seething about the loss that they had, and, really only had themselves to blame with how they came out against Adelaide last week. So I would expect that they've had a pretty tough week of training, and Guy will have put in a plan for them to come out and really be aggressive and take it up to the Caps.
Guy's had some interesting press conferences over the years. I can recall some Melbourne Boomer press conferences that was just unintentional high comedy. When Guy gets really annoyed, he can't help himself, but he's normally pretty stoic, pretty straight face, but when he gets extremely annoyed, he can be funny.
Oh, very. Now, we talked earlier, didn't we, about Zatina. She's going to have some minutes restrictions tonight. I'm hoping this extra long warm-up is not going to affect those. What do you reckon they do when she's warming up double the time?
Exactly, yeah, I've had 2 15-minute warm-ups, now I can't play the game. And I wonder if minute restrictions count towards training. Like when I'm in training, can I sit this drill out? I don't like this.
I don't want to do that full court defensive drill. Sorry, my minutes are up.
You're good to go, you reckon? I see the logic.
Did you guys wear those, like, we didn't have catapults when I was playing, where they can track how far you've run and all that kind of stuff?
No, we had heart rate monitors, but I tell you what, my heart rate, anytime I run, it goes straight up to like the red zone, so 180 and above, and I would be fine. And then I'd have my teammates who are doing the exact same stuff as me, and they'd be sitting down in the green zone. And Jenna O'Hay, if you're watching, you know that's you. We just used to laugh because we'd be doing the same thing, and my heart rate would say I'm about to die, and she'd be just, at a leisurely jog. So
It's changed with sports science over the years.
Oh, it has. It's very individual, I think. So, but yes, there's a lot to it now.
Now, you mentioned Lauren Nicholson as well, sitting third in scoring, returning this season as well. It's almost easy to forget because she has not missed a beat for the Flames.
Yep, had a baby in the off-season. Well, off-season, she took time off, and she's a mother, and not just her, but Mick Kane out there as well. Mick's got 3 daughters, 2 mums on the court. I mean, young mums with young children, so that's a challenge in itself. But good on them, though, because they're in tremendous shape.
Yeah, and I was saying the other week, it's not even just their fitness and being able to be out on the court, it's actually the logistics of trying to organise a whole other child whilst you're trying to get out and play a game of basketball at a professional level and get to every training and travel and play.
In the period for Canberra. Swain tried to feed Froling. Playing with a head of steam. Canberra, such confidence.
Oh, God.
With the tray.
Somebody stop the fight. Good Lord.
This is beautiful basketball from Canberra. Shell-shocked the Flames. McSpadden the response. 22-point deficit. One last opportunity for Melbourne. It against the pick from Munga. Melbourne still advancing.
Oh my God.
Right on the buzzer, she'll head to the free throw line, I believe.
The ref from way out of Canberra somehow found the call. Jade's going to the line.
Looks like it. Jade Melbourne with 2. 4 of 6 from this spot, the Caps so far.
That might be what you call a hometown call. They do exist.
Well, the offense for Canberra so far this season at times has been one of the question marks for them. Gee, not a problem today.
No, it makes it a lot easier when you are getting, offensive transition layups, and Sydney are having a hard time staying in front of any Canberra players at the moment on the drive. So it's been, quite easy for Canberra so far. But when you're scoring like that, it just builds your confidence, and that's when you start to have amazing games.
Melbourne makes no mistake. And that will do it for the end of one here. Exciting times for Canberra fans here at AIS Arena, 34-10 after the first period here. What can the Flames do to respond? It's been a red-hot Canberra Capitals here through the first 10 minutes. 34-10 after 1 here. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Damon Lowry with you in commentary. Scintillating stuff from the home side.
Yeah, they're getting everything they want, the Canberra Capitals. 34 points is 72% is just outrageous behavior. And now we see them just come out in a 2-3 zone just to change things up to keep the Flames guessing.
Just the one turnover as well for the Caps. Just so efficient, Rachel.
Oh, yeah. But everything's been given to them so far by Sydney, so hopefully we see a little bit of a change up in their intensity.
They do need to be better with the D-Tramps. The Caps have done this so well. The step through this time from Poch. Last touched off Morel.
Like trying to guard an elastic band. Can just contort and stretch and get in the spots that the normal girl can't get to.
Carly, what did you catch from Guy Malloy's huddle?
Well, as always, Guy Malloy was calm and cool and collected in the timeout, which was pretty impressive. But the timeout actually started with Michaela Cann, the veteran for the Sydney Flames, just calling for more communication on D-Tran. She said, we're lost out there. We need some direction. Everyone has to take responsibility to talk that up more. And Guy Malloy then backed that in and said, guys, we need better work ethic on our D-Trans. We have to slow down their scoring in the full court. He called for them to go back to basics defensively, and no matter what, do not foul the penetration and give Caps any more and ones.
Thanks, Carly. Let's see if that can be a circuit breaker for Sydney.
Yeah, and I like that Michaela Cann was the one that got into the huddle and gave them a bit of a rev up, because it needs to be player driven when you're playing like this. It can't just always come from Guy asking for effort and trying to give them a rocket every now and again. So hopefully they can get around each other and get back on the same page. But 2 stops to start, that's a positive start.
It is. Swain on the offensive side of things. Corralled by Morel. Here's Jada Clark off the bench for Canberra. Once again, advancing down the floor and forcing another whistle.
It doesn't matter who brings the ball up, who gets the rebound. They are instructed to just put your head down and just keep going. You're not going to probably get stopped any stage. Jada Clark drew the foul on Agnes, gets herself to the strike for 2.
They do possess so many athletes across the board, but You do know what to expect when you come up against Canberra. It's something they speak openly about, rebound and run. You'd think everyone will be prepared for this game style.
Yeah, you would think that, but it is easier said than done to stop it. But it really does come down to effort and concentration, because you have one lapse and then they're getting a layup. So every single play and possession is so important.
You said it well, Rachel. It certainly is easier said than done. Frolling, that's more like it.
Sorry, Rachel.
No, I was going to say it's much harder to score in transition when you score as well.
100%.
Strong screen provided. Rapid Blitzarves. Tight D from Eminopu. This better from the Flames. Late shot clock situation. Clark's got to go. 2 on the clock. Oh, desperation from Munga.
Good defense by Laura McSpadden. They switched the ball screen. Most teams do that late in the shot clock. She kept it in front of her. Forced Jaden to a deep 3.
Morrell will take a break, and shot clock sitting on the sideline in this one, and that creates, well, an added role for the bench, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you need your bench to be yelling out what the shot clock is, because it's just second nature to look up at the end of the court. So to not have it there is a little bit of a challenge for these girls.
Flames back in D that time. Sissoko wants some movement. Poch attacking Eminopu. Wow. Oh, tough take. Hoop and harm. Another one for Poch.
Wow, the Poch, the phenomenon. She just puts the ball on the floor. Agnes is way too close. All right, Rach, give us your defensive game plan to stop Nadia.
Oh my God, she's one of those players that when she's like this, it's almost impossible, but I think you've got to throw different players at her, so she's got to think about what her advantages are each time down the floor, and not just always playing on the same player. And then give her a little bit of space. We know that she can shoot the 3, but she's not a deadly shooter, and she's probably not going to shoot over her hand. So you can give her space, but her strength is getting in the key.
Just off that time on the 3 throw. Morgan. New South Wales junior getting her first start today for the Flames. Thompson 2 feet inside the keyway, plus interests.
That's a good post find. That's a mismatch down there. Unique's got the advantage. Nas down there on the block. Glad it went inside, and this can slow down some transition too.
They have slowed up the Caps offense. Just 3 so far in the second quarter. Thompson, who previously spent time in the NBL1 East with the Albury-Wodonga Bandits. Up with the Mackay Meteors in NBL1 North earlier this year, now getting a WNBL opportunity. Poch. Stays Caps basketball. Just a short break for Jade Melbourne. And Jada Clark with some good minutes will take a break. Cam has the assignment. Screen provided. Melbourne stepping back. Took away the shot. Now over to Blitzarves. That's a good 24 from Sydney. Nicholson looking to reward the seal inside, and Blitzarves with a help D. Running the floor, Sissoko. Patient, pump fake it in.
And they had the right idea, the Flames, going back inside. The pass was just a little late, a little wayward, but Unique Thompson down there is a problem. They don't have a real post defender because Atina is on the bike right now. So it's a good idea to go inside.
Yeah, it's worrying signs, unfortunately. I'm sure they'll take the patient approach, the cautious approach, rather, the Capitals. Satina was fantastic in those first 4 minutes, who just joined us. Went to the locker room just to check out that knee. to see her.
If she's re-injured something or if she's twinged it or something, of course, you're not going to be stupid about it. But at this stage, we don't know. But who is their next big who can come down there and play some post D, Rachel?
It's probably Morel, which she's, tried to stand up in that role all season, but they certainly don't have someone of the strength and size of Zatina, which is why she's so valuable, which we saw in that first 3 minutes that she played.
Sissoko working on Thompson. Poch wide open for the treble. Let's get down to Carly Wilson courtside.
Hey team, I just had a quick chat with the physio for the Canberra Capitals and he said, look, they're just taking it easy with Zatina. There's no need to rush. They're just keeping her on the bike, but I will say I'm standing in that area now and she isn't actually turning her legs over at the moment. So I think it's one of those things where they're going to just see how the game plays out. And if there is no need to bring her back out, it wouldn't surprise me if we do not see her again tonight. But never say never. We would all love to see her back out on the court.
Oh, Jade Melbourne dancing through for Munga. Beyond the arc. Righto once again.
With a 27-point lead. I can see the logic behind it.
It might be the best 3-minute game we've ever seen, if that's how it ends.
She set the tone, didn't she? And since then, they haven't looked back.
Nobody stopped the ball.
Witzarv strong this time. There is the length and hustle of the Caps on display. Munga, back-to-back threes. Not this time. Jay Melbourne on the Amy replay.
Yeah, Jay Melbourne just exploring. Kept her dribble alive, went baseline. Nicole Munger from the corner. And right now, the Sydney Flames have not made a three-pointer. They're shooting only 24%, so without any scoreboard pressure, it's only a matter of time. You can get all the stops you want, but if you can't then score.
They're 0 of 8 from beyond the arc. A 27-point advantage for the UC Capitals. 4:47. The Flames just need to get something going offensively.
Yeah, they definitely do, and it'll be interesting to see what Guy Malloy sort of draws up for them to get back into this game when they come out here. But it's going to be in increments. They need to just try and string a couple minutes together at a time, and just to try and get any sort of momentum going into halftime, because at the moment the scoreboard's looking pretty dire for them.
Yeah, it is, but from the Capitals' perspective, well, we really can't sell short how well they have played. It's been beautiful offense to watch. 10-2 assist to turnover ratio. Only in part tells the story. This is the Capitals basketball that had fans excited pre-season. 27-point buffer halfway through the second. Great to have you company. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Damon Lowry with you. Here's Thompson. Nicholson feeding inside. Back heel. In control, the Capitals. They can afford to take their time and pick this apart slowly. Carly Wilson's got a Capitals update for us.
Out of that timeout, Paul Goris did ask to go to Sarah Blitzarves on that next play, and what do you know, straight into Sarah. She's now been fouled and is at the free throw line. Other than that, it was a very defensive focused timeout. Gorry called for more focus on Unique Thompson. He said, we want extra pressure on the ball handler out of on-ball screens to try to prevent that ball going into her after she rolls down. And he said, whatever you do, do not get caught behind her. We have to give her pressure. Don't let her get to the position she wants inside the key. Do your work early as the post defender.
Thanks, Carly. Got exactly what they drew up. 2-2.
Well, guys going to Madeline Norris, who doesn't play a whole lot, averaging about 6 to 7 minutes a game. He's searching right now.
Nicholson. Back with Loz. Thompson's there inside. Deep 3-ball attempt. And a strong box out from Brain Catazano, who does all the gritty stuff every time she steps out on the floor.
And we see the Caps in defence, they're switching pretty much every screen. So there are mismatches happening, but because they are so long, it's really difficult for the Flames to be able to make the passes that they want, that they see opening up.
Hooper and Froling reinserted. In slimmer minutes for them so far. Mara has looked confident in this second quarter, continues it.
I mean, you need some defensive rules, and I'm sure they have them, but they didn't execute them there. Nicole Munger just curled off of a stagger double. It just got herself an easy mid-range pull-up.
Hooper directing traffic. Morgan, single numbers on the shot clock. Nice take. 2 for Morgan, she hits the scoreboard. Melbourne conducting this BC Capitals orchestra. He stepped out of bounds that time.
And this is when you got to be careful, you the Canberra Capitals. You got a 29-point lead. You're feeling great about life, but if you take the foot off and the Flames end up going into the half with this thing under 20, all of a sudden it becomes a game. If they can finish this half well, Sydney Flames might be ready to pack it in.
Absolutely, they'll be wanting to put it out of reach. Thompson trying to stop and assess. No timing on the rebound from Nicole Munger. Inside to Morel. One-on-one in the post. Thompson had a hand to it. Early whistle.
Tage Morel out of the University of Nevada. Now there's another player playing in the NBL who then went to the University of Nevada. He's about 7'1", plays like Wilt Chamberlain. Have a guess.
I think I know who you're talking about.
They know what I'm talking about? Big JaVale McGee also went to Nevada.
Maybe someone residing in Wollongong.
Oh, wow.
Oh, uncharacteristic.
Oh,
Off
wow.
the baseline, Morel, left-hand lay-in. And they're back to the free-throw line. And that's the stuff that simply can't afford to give up from the Flames' perspective.
Certainly not, but I like everything about Canberra's game at the moment, but you know, they're just being so persistent about getting the ball inside, regardless of who it is or who they're playing on, and that was obviously a focus for them coming into the game, so it's good to see Morel rewarded on that occasion.
Yeah, they're playing with a passion, the Caps. 2 of 2 for Tage Morel. Nicholson. Back to Morgan, point guard today. And a moving screen against Froling.
Yeah, that's 10 turnovers now for the Sydney Flames, so they can't come down and execute much of anything on offense. Only got to 17 points, 7 points so far in 8 minutes. I don't know what Guy Malloy's supposed to look at this. This is just what is good.
Jade Melbourne.
I don't know what Guy Malloy's supposed to say at halftime.
That just cannot happen. You know, a dead ball, one of our greatest drivers to the hoop brings it up and is just able to waltz in for a layup, so.
Just didn't appear to be any help defense arriving. Jade Melbourne will take advantage of that. Well, Christmas is around the corner. Here's a present idea for you. Check out the official WNBL merch range. Hoodies, tees, track pants, shorts. They're all online, designed for true WNBL fans. Scan the QR code now on screen or head to WNBL.com.au to shop the collection and rep the W. Well, Unique Thompson has been a Flame who has provided a steady dose of offense when they've lacked it. Up to 8 now.
Yeah, Unique is their best inside target when they can get it inside to her.
As Melbourne hit the deck in the backcourt.
Jade setting a terror screen. Careful, Jade.
Looks a little ginger as well.
But I tell you what, though, it's smart because she knows Sydney's in the bonus. She's going to the free throw line.
Yeah, it is smart.
Coached against Jay when I was coaching in the Big V a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
I was coaching the Whittlesea Pacers. And we're playing against the Gippsland, Latrobe City, whatever they were called back then. And Jay was like 15 years old, giving our grown women all kind of headaches.
Did you see it then, Dave?
I can see it then.
And always playing with a smile on her face like she still does now.
Loves basketball.
Yeah.
Such an electric personality, Jade Melbourne. Gippsland, and now star for the Caps. Here's Thompson again. Nicholson steps into a three.
Had to hit one sooner or later.
1 of 11 on beyond the arc. Melbourne. Now kicked over to Blitzarves. No. Right back at ya. So the Capitals. What a first half from this home side. Took under a minute remaining in this first half. Nicholson, 3 seconds. Thompson, right on the free throw line.
And that was a good job using the whole shot clock. You don't want to shoot quick shots when you're down this much. So that was good offensive execution. Glad Unique could finish that one.
She's up to double figures, Unique Thompson. Blitzarves. Single numbers now for the Capitals. Cooper threads the needle through to Unique Thompson, and one. That's a nice way to win the second quarter for Sydney.
Certainly is, and yeah, Unique Thompson's certainly been their best player so far, getting into the right positions and trying to make finishes inside. She's going to need a few more friends in the second half if they want to make any sort of run back at Canberra.
Converts in the continuation free throw. One last look for Jade on the halftime break. The way things are going, you thought that would go down too. The Capitals, unbelievable. 55-26 here after 20 minutes of regulation. They've done it defensively. They've done it offensively. 14 team assists, 60% from the field. Outstanding hoops, Rachel Jarry.
Oh, absolutely. It was definitely worth the wait for the UC Caps fans, that's for sure. So, yeah, they just came out, absolutely shot the lights out, got inside, got their running game going, and they're looking great.
Sarah Blitzarves is down there with Carl.
Sarah, dream start defensively for you guys, holding the Sydney Flames to 26 points. How amazing.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's been a really big energy shift this week. It's been very disheartening the start of the season, but we never lost faith. We knew it was going to click for us, and honestly, it was all about defense and energy coming out to the start, and we did that, so hopefully we can keep the lead up in the second.
Yeah, it's definitely working. So what's the message going to be from Paul Goris at halftime? Probably just keep up much of the same.
God, just keep going and gassing yourself. You know, we've got a few days off after this, so just give it all.
Wonderful. Well, good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Oh, there you have it from Sarah Blitzarves. Keep going, and they've done that throughout, running the floor like a rampage. The UC Capitals, Jade Melbourne, has been doing Jade Melbourne things. Nicole Munger getting involved from beyond the arc. This has been fun from the Caps at the half.
2025-2026 season. What do you want to choose from? Do you like the angle? Right in front. Maya, it's all yours. With the jersey? Oh, that was really close. Ladies and gentlemen, please give Maya a big round of applause. Hey, we got the ball. We got a cat for you. You won't be dropping home to the cherry, but you may not know what's up. But that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Gerald Slater Ford, the drive behind the UC Capitals, and the crew that are giving us a chance to give away a cherry at every single one of these home games. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, maybe tune next time. Practice your half-court shots. You never know what your chance is going to be. Go check out the cherries in the beautiful new showroom at Gerald Slater Ford. We'll be back with you soon, Canberra.
Halftime break here, the Capitals and the Sydney Flames. It's been an unusual afternoon. We had a delay to the start, and then the Caps in front of their raucous home fans. They are loving it here at the AIS Arena. They've opened up with 55-26 halftime lead, and the stat sheet, it's pretty reading for the Caps.
Wow, it absolutely is. You look at that and it's just incredible what they've done so far, and unfortunately, Sydney have really allowed that with their sort of passive defence, and hopefully we get a new Sydney out of the halftime break.
Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Damon Lowry with you in commentary. It has been so fun to watch, pushing the pace down the floor from the Capitals, but defensively, it has left a little bit to be desired at times, I think, Damon, from the Flames.
That's a kind way of saying it, Liam. You're better than me. That's that defense couldn't have been any worse by the Sydney Flames in transition D. And like McCann said in one of the timeouts to the girls, like, somebody's got to communicate. And right now, it's pride now. So this game is not technically over, but you're down 29, and they need to change everything about what they did in that first half. And if there's ever a shot clock malfunction again, they're not allowed to be out there on the floor. They got to go in the locker room, do something to stay focused. Because what we see right here just been an absolute beatdown in the first half.
Yeah, they need a response. The backcourt for the Capitals is fired. Nicholson restored some order towards the end of that second quarter. But Unique Thompson has been a steady flow of offense and a positive for the Flames, Rachel.
Yeah, she was. And she's that big body inside. And when Zatina went off, they didn't quite have a matchup for her. So I'd like to see them persist with going inside to Thompson. And hopefully, like I said before, they can get a few friends to come along with her.
Nadia Potch, well, it's almost like the last couple of weeks, something has just flipped. She's been so aggressive last week against Bendigo and again today.
She's been fantastic. The way she can just get through gaps, when she makes up her mind that she's going to penetrate, there's not much you can do. Some of the Sydney Flames have guarded her probably too close, but that just helps her even better. But in transition, she's nice. She can finish with either hand. The three ball is the only thing that's consistent in her game right now. But when you can get 9 points on 3 or 5 shooting, they're all layups. Look at the shot chart. The forward shot chart, she's living in the key. Can't see why she wouldn't do the exact same thing in the second half.
She gives defenses nightmares when she gets downhill, able to get through gaps that no one else sees at times, Rachel.
Yeah, she absolutely does. She's just so athletic, and this is why she is, one of our next stars up and coming, and no doubt we're going to see her in an Opals uniform for years to come.
Absolutely. She is going to be thereabouts for a long time. This is a double-header today as well in the WNBL. Coming up later on, 7 p.m. tip between the Townsville Fire and the Adelaide Lightning. But we'll be back in a few moments to bring you the second half of this one. Caps, Flames at the half.
I actually had a talk with Paul, the head coach, and we got along pretty well. And I really liked the WNBL. I heard about it. And I was watching games last year when I was playing in Turkey, because I have friends who played in this league. So it was really interesting, and that's how I came here. I was teammate with Tina, so she was playing with me in Turkey, but like she played in the WNBL in the past. So we was watching games and just having her like on the court as far as like, you know, lifting me up, giving me like great energy. Like she's obviously a great teammate, and just our chemistry on the court, I think we play good together. So I'm excited. Like my ability to play multiple position and guarding multiple position. And yeah, I was lucky enough to be able to like, you know, have these abilities, and I'm really excited about it. And I love that people are calling me a unicorn.
Moments away from the second half here in the nation's capital. Caps 55 lead the Flames 26 at the half in front of plenty of fans here at the AIS Arena to see this new look Capital squad. Just the second home game of the season for Canberra, looking for their first victory on their home floor, and they are heading towards that unless the Flames can pull something out at the halftime break. Let's get down to Carly Wilson, courtside.
Another calm timeout or half-time spiel from Coach Guy Malloy. He said, look, we're not going to win this back quickly. Let's take our time. All we've got to do is chip away at this lead slowly. He called for the team to get it back to 15 by the end of this quarter, which will then make the fourth quarter far more manageable.
Thanks, Carly. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jurry and Damon Lowry with you in commentary. Second half underway. Here's Melbourne off the screen. Stepping back, that was pretty from Jade.
The team over there getting her K's up, keeping the cardio going. Is watching Jade Melbourne, who's on a triple-double watch. 10 points, 5 boards, 5 assists.
Oh, Melbourne.
12 points.
Cutting out passing lanes and waltzing in for 2. Well, that is a way to just take the air out of anything Sydney gained at the halftime break.
Oh, absolutely. That is just not what Sydney wanted coming out of that break. And yeah, it really is like a mental game now. It just pushes out over 30 and it's really tough to get back into it in that situation.
Morel controls the glass. The Caps clearly taking the cautious approach with Satina Rakuso. She was great in those first 4 minutes. Just pulled up a little proppy on the knee. Doesn't look to be, just reading body language, just Morel on the left arm. Doesn't look to be anything too concerning, but when you've got this margin, no reason to risk it.
Yeah, no need for it. I don't like when the starters playing in blowout type games anyway. But right now, you know that saying, that it's 0-0 coming out of the half? Well, it's not. It's down 35. But you still want to win a quarter. You want to salvage something because they all got their pride. And right now, the Flames are playing for pride. And Jade is playing for a triple-double.
That she is. 5 dimes, 5 boards. Potts pulls down the rebounds. Lizzie Morgan, real opportunity today for her. Back with Morgan and off ball, it's a whistle against the Flames.
You like that call, Rach?
Look, I don't really like any moving screen calls because I used to get called for a lot of them. But it's hard sometimes when you're big, you're just moving into a position and those little guards get in your way. Move out of my way.
Melbourne and a pooper at the timeline. Lutsars feeding Morel with a pocket pass. Sissoko came across.
Sorry, Liam. I'm just so happy Sissoko's in the league. What an interview at halftime. Just a nice, fresh face, enthusiastic. Hope she loves it here and wants to keep coming back.
Absolutely. And she is off the baseline inbounds. Second chance, the charm.
And just embracing her nickname as the unicorn as well.
Yeah, it was a tick of approval, wasn't it? Great to hear about. Her decision to come down to the WNBL, watching on from Turkey last year. Teammates with Satina Rakuso overseas. Now they're teammates with the Caps. Thompson on the cleanup. 15 in the ball game for Thompson. Off the bench today for Sydney. Wonder if that changes going forward potentially. Sissoko draws the foul in similar fashion once again.
Yeah, they just tried to, as we see that replay down the end, but the Flames tried to get it out of, I think, Jade Melbourne's hand down the other end, but they just let Sissoko get the ball and go full court. So, and we know she can do that, and so many of the Caps players are capable of doing that. So you've really got to sort of think about it and be a bit more smart about when you go in a trap.
Hoops Fest not far away now. It's Australasia's biggest basketball culture and lifestyle festival. 15th to the 18th of January. Scan the QR code now to get your tickets. WNBL, NBL, every side is there at RAC Arena. Going to be a fantastic weekend in the nation's West. Frolling's fouled from Melbourne. That's number 3 on her.
She's not allowed to get fouled out without getting that triple-double.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 12 points, 5
Let
and
the
5.
refs know.
Branca Tasano, she's over there hoping she fouls out so she can get some playing time.
Nicholson. Morgan attacking on Morel. It's great defense. Froling, though, the fresh 14. Thompson, 2 more on the boulevard.
I'll tell you what, thank God for Unique Thompson. She can't ask for a raise, though, because they're getting beat down, but if it wasn't for her.
17 of their 30 points. Blitzars, clinical. Blitzars, another cap in double figures. Joining Melbourne and Munga.
See where the Flames are catching the ball. They're about 3 metres outside of the 3-point line, so it makes it really hard to initiate any offense.
Froling and Sissoko. Tough rebounding battle.
Yeah, they pressured them right out of their stuff, huh? Got them in real uncomfortable spots, Rach.
And it's good science because, I mean, they're 36 up. You almost wouldn't blame them for taking the foot off a little bit with their pressure, but they want to be out there. They want to keep improving and putting that pressure on.
Cooper in time, no. There's the defense again from the Capitals.
Wow. I mean, come on, I don't even know. Can't even get the ball in bounds. Like, what are we doing? Come on, girls.
It has not been the afternoon for the Flames. Clark replacing Melbourne moments ago. Pooper, nice timing. Now Swain down the floor. There's Morel in front of her. Finds a way out to the arc.
And even though Shanice Swain can make that shot, I don't like the timing of it, only because you're down by so much. If you get a shot up in the first 5 seconds, and it almost has to go in.
It was an early heave. And Pooper pushing it down. Swain lost her footing. Clark,
oh, Lord.
all alone. Paddy Sissoko. We would not be surprised if a timeout is not far away here.
Possibly, or maybe they just want this game over and done with as soon as possible.
The Pooper.
See, now I'm curious about what's the biggest loss in Sydney Flames history. I'm thinking like that now.
2 more in transition. Potch, not that time.
It would be interesting to know. I can't really think of too many Sydney Flames teams that haven't been competitive.
Trish Fallon, are you watching this, Trish? Trish, send me a message, Trish. Let me know what the biggest beatdown ever had by the Flames.
Got us reaching for the record books here. Timeout here, 40-point buffer for the Caps. Continue to get it done in transition. It's 40-point lead for the Caps. Unique Thompson has been great for Sydney, but outside of that, they have not had too many contributors offensively.
No, certainly not. And, you know, it's really, you know, we could talk about offense, but their lack of any kind of defensive cohesion at all is really sucking the life out of their offense. So without that, it does make the offense very hard.
They want to keep the foot down, the UC Capitals. Paul Goris imploring that, and they haven't really lacked concentration at any moment, even with this large lead where it is.
The UC Capitals came into this game averaging 70 points. And here we are with 14 minutes to go in the game. and they're already on 70.
And the Amy replay once again in transition.
Yeah, I mean, Jada Clark just exploring. The unicorn just kept running. Don't know who was guarding in that play phase, but I'm telling you, Rach, if I'm Guy Malloy, and you say, oh, why are we doing defensive transition drills for an hour and a half? I'm like, don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself.
Absolutely. They would be expecting plenty of defense this week, I'd say.
And there's Eminopu. Not quite off the board. Flames retain it. Let's see how they respond out of this timeout.
Get the ball in, please. Thank you.
They do this time. Froling fouls. Number 2 on Poch.
Canberra does not want to play down right now and they're not, but they want to make sure they don't play down to Sydney Flames level right now. Now, this isn't who Sydney is. I don't know why they're like this today, but this is not who they are. Luckily, they only get 1 loss for it in the column. So I would expect a vicious response in their next game. Who they play next, Liam?
Oh, let's have a look. It's uncharacteristic from the Flames. We'll have to wait until round 6. They're going to travel to Melbourne to face Southside Melbourne at the State Basketball Centre. So that is an opportunity.
The Southside Melbourne giving me trust issues too. I don't know which team's going to show up. But they'd be a little bit nervous watching this result, thinking they're going to get a very upset Sydney Flames outfit.
It would have to be. And Carly Wilson's courtside. The Flames looking for some urgency, Carly.
Yeah, they certainly are. Isn't momentum a funny thing? You know, I heard Damo before saying, you know, oh, come on, girls, but like, when you're down, you're down. You know, when it rains, it pours. We've all been in those games where you just cannot get it right. All the boards seem to fall to the opposition. You're doing uncharacteristic things. You just can't seem to get it together. I feel for the Flames right now because they're definitely having one of those games where it's just not falling in the right place for them. But as you said, they'll be looking to really bounce back next week. But don't forget, there's still a whole quarter to go here. As you said, they're going to be wanting to really win a quarter, and maybe the fourth quarter is where it's at. But I was listening to the last time out with the Canberra Capitals, and just look out for them to mix up their defense a bit here. They did talk about throwing in a 3/4 court press, so just keep your eyes peeled for some changes up in their defense.
Looking to feast in transition once again. And they can do it with half-court D2. Turnover number 19. For the Flames.
Such a turnaround. These teams only played, you know, 10 days ago for a totally opposite result. So credit to the Caps and Paul Goris for how they've turned it around.
That's such a good point, Rachel. 73-64 victory for the Flames. Now that's changed.
If I'm Paul Goris, before every game, I'm going to pull the plug on the scoreboard.
Get Zatina shooting shots from the bench.
Yeah, let's do everything we did today.
Have some dance-offs before the game. Don't worry about those layups. Just get some dancing going. We'll be right.
Let's work the charm. It's ours again at the line.
Who's Canberra got next, Liam?
Now the Capitals will have to wait until round 6 to travel to Townsville. So that's going to be a test to see where they're at.
Okay. Because you don't want to go get too big of a false sense of how good you are based off of this result. Because Townsville is going to be a whole different kind of animal.
Yeah, they're in form. Really Froling. McSpadden retains it. And Catazano peels it clean into the open floor. Munga had hands to it, let him out of jail. Did Swain have a foot on the line? Looks so.
Izzy be annoyed with herself.
It's about the only thing that hasn't gone right for Canberra tonight.
Canberra Capitals, University of Canberra, shooting 56%, 40 from downtown, 76 from the straight. They only got the 6 turnovers in this up and down style that they're playing. A lot of running, little bit of gunning. They're taking care of the basketball, which I love.
There they are, even with this, as you mentioned, at times high-risk gameplay. 18 assists, 6 turnovers for the Caps. Mungo right there with Swain. Doubled out of her hands. There's Eminopu open for 3. Clark, important bench piece for this Capitals side. Here's Morel in the post. Help D provided from a Pooper.
And if you're a bench player, if you don't get a whole lot of playing time, there's no such thing as junk time. Like, you got to go out there and impress. You want to earn your stripes and earn the coach's trust. You can't take games like this for granted.
Here's Morel. Clark now in the corner. Single numbers on the shot clock. Draws 2 defenders. Greg Catazzano, book it. Free ball number 6 in the ball game for the Caps. Cooper. Oh, banks in. Oh, you'll take it.
Yeah, they will absolutely take that one.
Time for one final look. Clark still advancing. Greg Catazzano, you bet. Once more in transition. They'll do it from beyond the arc this time. And a 45-point buffer at 3/4 time for the Capitals. This is a statement in WNBL 26.
You ready? Okay, Cappy's ready. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Maya. Maya, say hello to everybody. That was beautiful. Maya is going to try and score herself a UC Caps prize back. She just has to find Cappy. Cappy, go and hide somewhere. You know what to do. Somewhere, wherever you like. All right, Maya, are you ready to go? You just have to say yes or no. Maya, are you ready to go? Yeah, that's what we like to hear. All right. Eloise is tying it on. And now, when this crowd makes a whole bunch of noise, that means we're heading in the right direction. When they're quiet, that means we're heading in the wrong direction. Maya, start walking whenever you're ready. Go for it. She's thinking about it. Where do you want to go next? Keep going. Come on, Cappy, you gotta help her out a bit here. Cappy, help her out a bit. Help her out, Cappy. Yes, keep going, Maya. Keep going. Couple time. Into position. Maya, you can take that one ball. Give me 5. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Maya. She's got herself a UC Caps prize back.
The Capitals with 80 on the board after 3 here, and they have suffocated the Flames defensively. Unbelievable performance here. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry and Damon Lowry with you on the call on this one. It's been some sort of afternoon. I don't think anyone would have predicted how it's played out so far.
Certainly not. There's been plenty of things about this game that I wouldn't have predicted, including the hour delay at the start. But Sydney just have to come out and win this quarter. They need to go away with something and play with some pride. There's just been no resistance all game.
Okay, Maddie. Maddie Norris Thank you. They up 3-zip in this. I'm only keeping score for this for the last 10 minutes, man. Flames are up 3-zip.
Checks in and nails the three immediately. And that's how they'll have to look at it as well, the Flames. Trying to win this last quarter, Carly Wilson.
Yeah, it was an interesting timeout. It was led by Michaela Can, actually. She really showed some leadership in that timeout. She said, come on, guys, we are scrambling here. We're going to make errors on offense. We're going to have turnovers. That's okay. We can live with that. This is the style of play we've got to play right now. But defensively, we have to lock down. Let's have some pride here. Let's get some stops. And that's exactly what Guy said when he came in. He said, come on, guys, concentrate on the D now. And please, let's lock in. We cannot let them get to 100.
Thanks, Carly. Back-to-back threes for Maddie Norris. And Nadia Poch copped a massive screen.
Totally legal. Totally legal terror screen. Nobody communicated it to poor Nods. Got laid out. And then Lauren McSpadden went up the other end. I'm going to give her an assist for that. Maddie Norris is 2 for 2 from the corner.
Not pleased with it, but is it a case of comes down to the teammates, do you think?
100%.
Yeah.
Rach, you'd have had a few terror screens in your day.
Oh, I've set plenty and, and also copped plenty. But yes, it's definitely the screeners. And as a screener, and you knew you were going to, you know, set a big screen, and you just, you almost sort of hate it in a way because you don't want to hurt anyone, but you're also got to set the screen. And when your opponent is not communicating it and you know you're just going to get someone real big, yeah, it's double-edged sword. It feels good, but also then you're like, please don't be injured.
Make sure you download the free WNBL app to catch up on every score, story, and stat. It's the fastest way to stay courtside with the league this season. Scan the QR code now to download it to your device. Poch straight back out there. Here's Melbourne. It was on triple-double watch at halftime. Sissoko puts it on the deck. You bet. Another round one for the Capitals.
That's smart offense. Laura McSpadden, you don't want to go and try to post up Laura McSpadden. Too tall, too strong inside. But what you do is you get her out in space. And that right there, Laura got to readjust her defensive stance and give a bit of a gap because that was just too easy penetration.
Sissoko good on the extra. She's up to 12. Norris doubles. Can. Last touched off the Caps.
Sounds like Mick Can is doing a lot of the coaching in timeouts and huddles. She's going to be a good coach one day if that's what she chooses to do. She has an abnormally sized brain for being a point guard. A lot of knowledge in that head.
Their leader for the Flames. See it out on the floor.
Saying point guards don't normally have a big brain? Or?
We can be coaches as point guards.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we're the coach on the floor. And she's a champion. Don't forget, Townsville Fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's a veteran now, so I love that she's trying to take over. In these situations where you're so down and out as a team, you need your veterans to stay strong and stay, you know, somewhat positive and give you answers as to how to get better and fix it.
And you don't want to turn on each other in a situation like this. No. Yes, all of you guys have showed up and stunk up the joint, but we're still sisters, we're still family. We're not going to turn on each other, but we're going to definitely hold each other accountable in the very next training session. That's when they really got to prove, you know, make it up to them, make it up to each other.
McSpadden off the inbounds, Nicholson. Poch still playing hard, the Capitals. All the way to the final buzzer. And Catazano, a pair of threes at the end of the third quarter. There has been a lift in intensity from the Flames here. Norris hit on 2 threes. Nicholson tracked down Sissoko. She's got to be careful. Sissoko looks really sore. This is just what the Caps wanted to avoid. Clutching at the left knee.
I can't look. I don't look at injuries in slow motion. Just.
Oh dear. Inadvertently landing on it. Fingers and toes crossed at the moment.
We saw this with Serena Sundell in a blowout game. Something so innocent turned into something so bad.
Helped off. A little hope for good news.
Yeah, hopefully just a bit of a tweak and just a bit of an awkward landing on top of that knee. But you just, you never want to see someone go off the court in that way, especially, like you said, Damon, in a game like this where the game's essentially over. She's played so great and she's so key for them.
And we don't want anybody hurt, right? But I don't want my starters out there. And I'm not saying I feel any less importance for the bench players, but I don't need any of my starters out there in a blowout like this.
Yeah, when it's 40 points, it's an offensive foul on this play from Swain.
And it's really got to come from a coach, because as players we want to keep playing, especially when you're playing like this and you're feeling so good. So, and I know that the coach Gory's feeling the same way because they're playing so great, and he just wants to get that momentum into the next games. But at some point, he'll have to think about pulling that trigger and trying to pull back his girls and let those young girls get a good run.
Especially the style the Caps play as well. It's high octane. They're diving on loose balls. It does come with an increased risk. Here's Nicholson. Turns the corner, finds Can, open. Nice poke out though from Nick Spatten. Norris.
That's all right, Maddie, you're 2 for 4, keep shooting. Now, if I'm gonna experiment, I heard, like Carly said earlier, that Paul Goris might do some experimenting, but you don't wanna bastardize the game, for lack of a better word. You don't wanna do anything that's you're seriously not considering in the future. Maybe some lineups, definitely maybe look at some lineups, or like you say, Race, just give the bench girls a run.
And we've seen that happen with Maddie Norris getting a chance. Played in the NBL 1 East last season with the Sutherland Sharks and delivered a 50-piece as well in that season.
Oh, okay.
She's a 50 club?
Okay,
16 boards as well, yep.
That's an exclusive club.
Sideline ball. In via Melbourne. Runs into 3 Flames defenders. Blitzarves attacking. They've won their way to the free-throw line en masse this afternoon.
Yeah, and they're shooting their free throws tonight at 77%, so that is a massive improvement. They came in as the worst free throw shooting team at 61%, so they've gotten plenty of chances tonight and been able to nail a lot more than they have been.
Oh, Drake.
Pardon? No. Sorry, Sarah. I did not mean that at all.
Blitzarves, the new capital this season, returning from that spinal fusion surgery. What a story. In the 16th WNBL season.
16. Wow.
It's a lot of pre-seasons.
No, glad to see her back. Because back injuries, they don't always play fair. Just a testament to her work ethic and her love of the game.
Oh, absolutely. And you can tell she's just loving the game right now and loving being back on the court. And so grateful, because we've heard her talk about, that she went in for that back surgery, not really knowing if she'd ever play again. So to be able to be back on court and playing as well as she is and moving, like she's 21 again, it's great to see.
Yeah, she's done so well to fight back. Nicholson will take a seat. Like many of the Flames tonight, it's been a quieter evening for Swain. Blitzarves on cue, controls the rebounds. Under the screen, not quite on the midi. Morel pulls it down. Can into the front court. Thompson, 2 feet in the keyway. Trying to run the floor to Potch. Swain did well. 4 gone in this 4th quarter. Some performance from the Caps. Short that time. Now Jade can burst into the open floor.
At the 5-minute mark, Rach, that's it. Sarah, you come sit down. Jade Melbourne, Nadia, if you guys come have a seat. You've done your work.
Absolutely. We're just starting to get that little bit scrappy now. Both ends of the floor, both teams. So hopefully we can see some of these young guns get a good run.
Blitzar's back to the line. Now Swain will take a seat. Maybe a chance coming for some of these Capitals bench players to see some run in the AIS Arena. A beautiful facility it is. Timeout here, Blitzar's will take a break. Carly Wilson, it's been some sort of evening, hasn't it, for the Caps?
Oh, has it what? And I heard you before saying that the Caps were last in the league in free throw percentage. So they'll be very happy that they've improved that in this game. But coming into this game, they were first in the league in turnovers. So I'm on my WNBL app and I can see that it's only been 12 turnovers so far tonight. So add that to the list of things that Coach Paul Goris can be thrilled about at the end of this game.
That's a long list as well. Thanks, Carly. Nick Babongi, one of the youngsters over there for the Capitals that might be in to see some burn over these next few moments.
Yeah, if I'm Monique, I'm tapping Bagori on the shoulder like, come on, man. How big of a lead does it have to be for you to get me out there?
41 normally large enough, isn't it?
And sometimes you don't want to put an entire, all the bench development players on at the same time. Like you want to have them playing with some veterans, some girls with some experience, so they, so the basketball is still a good quality.
Yeah, absolutely. Integrate them into the normal rotation. The Caps remain out with that strong unit. Brancatizano and Morel joining some of the starters.
Carla Pittman's checked into the game for Sydney.
Nightmare Zemenopu fouled down low. A 41-point buffer for the Caps here. Can inbounds. Here is Pittman checking in for Sydney. Tried to find Eminopu, and they run out of time. Surely the subs are coming soon.
The Flames are winning this quarter, though. That's a good thing.
That's a positive for them.
Had to look at mini goals. Achieving it so far. If anyone, it's been the Flames who've pulled out the bench unit as well, so that's another tick for them. Runner stepping by with a teardrop. Manopu off the dribble, right down the boulevard. Great hustle from Pittman to come up with a fresh 14. Thompson, elbow jumper, great D from the Capitals once more.
Got her hands in late. Gory will be looking for little things like, giving up an offensive rebound. You say, but Gory, we're up 43. He goes, I don't care. You still got to do all the little things. They don't want any bad habits creeping in.
Thompson leading the way for the Flames this afternoon. The only Sydney player in double figures.
We were lucky we still got Paul Gory in the league. Thought we was going to lose him for good to the WNBA.
Yeah, he had his stint over there, but yeah, so lucky to have him back. And Goz coached me when I was playing for Canberra, and just such a player's coach. He really gets along with everyone and really has time for everyone and makes you really understand your role and what you bring to the team as well.
Tough rebounding contest for Swain. As an assistant over in the WNBA, Paul Goris, off the back of those couple of titles that he won with the UC Capitals. Now back at the helm as they look for title number 10, Canberra. What a storied franchise they've been. Sees Tina still standing up, active, over by the bench.
Hopefully Shanice Swain gets another crack in the WNBA as well. It's a real ruthless, cutthroat league, as we know.
Yeah, it sure is.
She's definitely got the talent for it.
I think we, obviously, with the expansion coming up and more teams coming in, and hopefully there will be more roster spots available, so hopefully we do see a few more of these young Aussies over there.
Shade Melbourne slicing by it with ease. And Toronto joining, and
yes,
congratulations to Sandy Brondello getting the Guernsey.
Yeah, amazing, and sounds like she's very excited to start with a brand new franchise and get them going from the ground up.
It brings a unique challenge, doesn't it? The completely new franchise.
Yeah.
If you're going to go with a new franchise, get a new coach, as Jade Melbourne finally sits down. Great game by her. Nadia Poach, great game. Yeah, but Sandy is like, you want to get somebody that's proven. I mean, what hasn't she done? You know what I mean? Championships at WNBA, Olympic medals.
And it's, for coaches, for everyone, players and coaches, but it's cutthroat over there. And if you don't perform, doesn't matter. They won't give you a season's grace of getting into it. They'll cut you and they'll move on to the next, as I think we've seen with a couple of teams over the WNBA this season. So that's another big reason why they're going to want someone experienced like Sandy, someone they know that can build a team and get a competitive team straight in there.
Here's Pittman. Swain looked online. And Catazano up the floor. Oh, Babongi in the spin cycle. And she does get her chance off the bench for the Caps.
This is what we want to see. The real youngins getting out there, making a name for themselves.
We heard pre-game from lead assistant for Sydney, Renee Garlop, about that under-19 Gems silver medal earlier this year at the FIBA World Cup. Monique Babongi was a key part of that squad. Fallen to the USA by 12 in the final.
Hello.
3-ball goes. Another one for the Caps. 8th on the evening. Quiet for Pittman in the corner. He's Froling. Well had the outstretched arm. Last touched off the Caps.
Shanice got caught up on that screen, and there was a price to pay.
Zara Russell, bang. What she's great at, shooting those three-pointers.
On the Amy replay. He joins the scoring party for the Capitals. Russell, it's a timeout.
Who called that timeout? That should be a text foul. Whoever.
Agreed.
Haven't we
I
suffered
think
enough?
every player would be like, no.
2:19 remaining on the game clock. Capitals, big lead here. Been slowed somewhat in the fourth quarter. It is a doubleheader in the WNBL. 7 p.m. tip for Townsville, hosting the Adelaide Lightning. Big test for Adelaide, looking to stay inside the top 4 against the ladder leaders. Not far away now. First home game of the season for the Fire.
Yeah, and they'll be so excited to get back in front of their crowd. They're loud, they got the cowbells, they'll be ready to go, and they'll be cheering their girls on tonight, but Adelaide will be there to try and spoil the party.
Adelaide has already shown what they can do at home. They playing with a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of fight. Does it travel? We're going to find out.
Certainly will against the cowbells. They'll be ringing. Townsville fans, always parochial.
I played in Townsville, Liam, and I hated those cowboys. I didn't see one cow that whole year I played in Townsville.
Found them a little bit loud and obnoxious, maybe, Damon?
Unnecessary.
Fair enough. Certainly makes it imposing for opposition teams. Here's Clark. Backed out with Russell. Russell, opposite three. That one, everything but down. "100 seconds remaining in this contest. Minopu alone in the corner, on target.
University of Stanford champion.
Here's Morell at the elbow. Bongi now from 3. Pittman will wait for reinforcements. It's been some sort of afternoon, hasn't it, here in Canberra? We had that delay, and then the Capitals. It created an interesting psychological situation. There was smiles, and people didn't know what to do in that pre-game period. Clearly.
We didn't know what to do. We had to chat for so long, but 100%, it is a unique situation, and you kind of don't know how you're going to handle it until you're thrown into that situation. So obviously the UC Caps came out absolutely on fire and ready to go, and the total opposite from the Sydney Flames, who sort of looked like they hadn't realised the game had started. So yeah, interesting sort of psychological battle, as you say.
I definitely feel closer to you guys now. I feel like we've been through something. We bonded. Should we get a tattoo?
I'm with you. It's been interesting. One thing's for certain, though, the Capitals have put out a statement on WNBL26 and how they've gone about it.
And this has to be their DNA now. They know that this is how they play, and they need to bring that every single game. So I think we said they're off to Townsville in their next matchup, so that is going to be a huge test for them, and they need to expect that they'll come out and play like they are tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a massive test. Round 6 will improve to 2 wins, 4 losses. They'll leapfrog the Flames on the table. Clark down the floor with Russell. The Bongi down low. The youngster joins the party. Swain on the buzzer. And a 40-point victory for the Canberra Capitals. What an afternoon. 96 on the board defensively. They were unbelievable. And they were a running rampage down the floor, defense to offense. 96-56, your final scoreline. Jade Melbourne was on triple-double watch at halftime, but they did it by committee.
Best thing that came out of this game for the Sydney Flames is that it's over. And they actually won the last quarter. They won the last quarter 21-16. So that's something. But yeah, you only get 1 loss for this. It doesn't count for 2 losses. So they'll just have to just go to training and regroup. And I wouldn't expect to see any basketballs in the training session either. Maybe some boxing gloves, I don't know, some heavy ropes. But yeah, they're just going to go back to the drawing board, and I'm expecting, like I said earlier, a big response.
They'll get their chance against the Southside Melbourne Flyers next week in Victoria. That's going to be a challenge for Sydney, travelling down, looking for their response. There you have it. From Jade Melbourne there. Defense is going to build things. This is going to be what they launch from into the next part of this season. Carly Wilson has Sarah Blitzarves there courtside.
Sarah Blitzarves, you are our MVP today. 17 points, 3 boards, 3 assists.
3 rebounds.
No, it was fabulous. It was fabulous. What a pleasure it is to see you out there in such good form. How does it feel to be out there, and how is the back holding up?
Oh, the back is feeling sensational. I mean, you know, getting a spinal fusion was the best thing I ever did, and to be able to play in front of this crowd as well is just electric, and I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for the girls. Like I said at halftime, it's been very disheartening as of late, so this is such a good energy shift for us. I mean, look at the smiles on our faces, and this is how we can play. We know we can do it, so forward from here.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Now, you had the dream start like we talk about at halftime. You guys had 34 points at the end of the first quarter, which is just magic. We weren't sure if that delayed start was going to impact you, but it certainly didn't impact the Caps.
It impacted me a little bit. I've been training for like 4 hours today. It's ridiculous. But no, we all locked in. I think, again, our chemistry in amongst this group is amazing. We just get on so well, and if anything, we're just having fun with it, and it shows.
Well, thanks so much for putting on a brilliant show for us, Sarah. You are wonderful tonight, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, Carly. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All smiles for the Capitals. Sarah Blitzarves, 40-point victory. Stick around. We'll wrap it all up after this. An afternoon to remember for Canberra fans. They ran the floor all day long, and for Sydney, well, they're going to have to brush themselves off and go again. It wasn't the way they planned, to say the least. At Canberra, this is something they can build a brand and identity on going forward. 52% from the field. It's nice reading there. They looked after the basketball as well, especially in that first half, didn't they, Rachel?
Yeah, absolutely. And it really came from their defence and defensive rebounds where they were able to push the ball and get out in transition. And we heard Jade Melbourne in their huddle talking about that's their standard now.
It has to be, doesn't it, Damon? This is where they can build. They'll move up to 7th on the ladder. Still a couple of games out from 4th, but we saw what they're capable of.
They are, and you don't want to go getting too big of a false sense of security about, how good you really are based off of that win, because Sydney Flames laid down. But some positive take out of it is the way they style of play. You're going to get out and run. They're going to rebound and run. Not just Jade pushing the ball. You got Sissoko pushing the ball. You got Nadia Pooch pushing the ball. You're going to have some real problems if you do not come out and play defensive transition.
It's a doubleheader today in the WNBL. We'll be back at 7 p.m. for Townsville in Adelaide. We'll catch you then. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry, Damon Lowry and Carly Wilson courtside, and from our hard-working team behind the scenes, thank you, and we'll see you in Townsville.